You're lying in bed, 2:17 a.m. You tap your retirement app one more time just to check. And there it is, $617,432. The number you've whispered to yourself for 15 years. Your chest gets tight. You did it. You actually did it. You imagine telling your boss exactly where he can stick that TPS report. You picture Tuesday mornings with no alarm clock, just coffee and silence. For 3 glorious seconds, you feel free. Then your thumb scrolls down. Estimated annual withdrawal, $24,697. $24,000. That's 2 car payments. A month. The high evaporates faster than cheap champagne, because hitting the number wasn't the finish line. It was the moment the rules changed. The system recalibrates. The traps get shinier. And most people, right here, lose everything
this
they
is worth
built.
way less than
Not
it
to
says.
market crashes,
Inflation strikes
to
again.
lies that feel like truth. Think of retirement savings like training for a marathon blindfolded. You run for decades based on whispers from coaches who've never actually crossed the finish line themselves. You hear, just hit $1 million, like it's magic spell. But nobody tells you that $1 million in 2026 buys what $650,000 bought in 2010. Or that 68% of Americans with retirement accounts have less than $100,000, not because they're lazy, but because the game was designed with hidden toll booths. You get close to the number, and suddenly every app, bank, and financial wellness email starts whispering, "You've earned this. Treat yourself. You deserve it." It's not your fault you listen. That's almost everyone right now. The system isn't broken. It's tuned so most people never wander too far from the starting line. My name is Ted Yellow, and I'm obsessed with how money actually works, not how gurus say it should. Quick disclaimer, this is education and entertainment only. I'm not a financial advisor. I play one on YouTube after 3 espressos. Talk to a real pro before moving your money. Seriously, do it. So what actually changes when you hit the number? Phase 1 was the grind, scarcity mode. Every dollar had a job. You skipped vacations, packed lunches, felt that little pinch of pride when you maxed your 401k. Phase 2? That's where the lies bloom. Your brain, starved for dopamine after decades of no, suddenly gets flooded with yes. Banks notice you're stable. They slide premium credit cards into your mailbox with 0% APR for 18 months. Translation, borrow against your future to feel rich today. Apps push lifestyle upgrade calculators, showing how a $700 monthly car payment still leaves you comfortable. The system doesn't want you to retire, it wants you to perform retirement while still spending like you're employed. Because a retired person who stops consuming is a retired person the economy can't monetize. And that "I've earned this" feeling, that's the oldest trap in the book dressed in a Hawaiian shirt. Let's talk numbers without the fluff. If you have $600,000 saved at 60 and withdraw 4% annually, that classic SAFE rule, you get $24,000 a year before taxes. Now factor in 3% average inflation. In 10 years, that $24,000 buys what $17,000 buys today. Meanwhile, Vanguard reports the average investor underperforms the market by 1.5% annually, not because they're dumb, but because they panic sell in downturns and FOMO buy at peaks. Boring wins. A simple 60-40 portfolio rebalanced once a year beats 80% of strategic investors over 20 years. But boring doesn't sell courses. Boring doesn't get clicks. So we get sold complexity while the math stays simple. Protect the floor, grow slowly, ignore the sirens. Meet John and Josh. Both hit $750,000 at 62. John celebrated with a leased BMW, a kitchen remodel for the grandkids, and quarterly bucket list trips funded by tapping home equity. Within 3 years, withdrawals jumped to 6% annually to cover new lifestyle costs. When the market dipped 20% in 2025, John panicked, sold low, and now works part-time at 68 just to cover property taxes. Josh did the opposite, set a hard floor, $30,000 annual withdrawal max, adjusted only for actual CPI inflation, kept driving the 2018 Camry, took one modest trip a year. The rest left alone to compound. When the 2025 dip hit, Josh bought more shares on sale. Today, Josh's portfolio is larger than at retirement, and they volunteer 3 days a week by choice, not necessity. Same starting number, opposite outcomes. One treated the number as a finish line, the other treated it as a foundation. Here's your playbook. No gurus required. 1. Set your floor first. Calculate your absolute minimum annual needs. Housing, food, healthcare. That's your withdrawal ceiling. Not 4%, not what some calculator says, your number. 2. Build a 2-year cash buffer outside your main portfolio. When markets drop, you draw from here, never selling depressed assets. This alone prevents 90% of retirement meltdowns. 3. Automate everything. Withdrawals on the first, bills paid same day. No discretionary cash floating around tempting you. Boring? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. 4. Be deeply suspicious of anything sold as a retirement lifestyle upgrade. If a company profits when you spend, they're not your retirement coach, they're your landlord in disguise. The real catch isn't market risk or inflation. It's this: we've been sold retirement as a destination when it's actually a terrain. Your first $500,000 isn't the victory lap, it's the foundation. Protect it like your freedom depends on it, because it does. The lies expire when you stop believing them, not December 31st, today. Subscribe Ted Yellow for money.